Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? I am really glad you could make it. Now would be a great time to take a seat. Roundabout. There's quite some space over here still. Thank you everyone for coming. My name is Philip. I'm the managing director, driver, what we call it, of Wagon in Germany. Although Germany is a strong word as we're only in Berlin right now. But nevertheless, in Berlin everything is about titles after all, right? So, thank you very much for coming. Before we start, a few words about us. And for that, it would be great if I get my presentation running. Let's see. Wonderful. So, a few words about us. We're Wagon. Wagon, as you might have noticed already, is a French name, and that's because we're from Paris originally. We were founded a couple of years ago and have expanded over time. And what we do is we look for people with the following problem. People that have amazing ideas, but just don't know how to build them. And people that work with developers every single day, but don't understand a single word of what they're saying. Because let's be honest, developers have their very own language. And what we do is we bring technical skills to creative people. We teach you how to code. And the way we do this is in a 9-week bootcamp. It says here 360 hours of coding. If you ask our current batch, it's more like 450 to 500 hours actually, but we don't want to scare anyone too much. So you acquire new skills, you acquire a new mindset, and you open up new opportunities. We've built our own custom tools, our own pedagogy for this, and actually we teach you what is called front-end and back-end. Front-end is everything you can see, everything you can touch, everything you can click on. Back-end is the engine behind the algorithms, the database, all that. Our alumni have built over 500 products. Actually, right now, I think we have demo days in 8 cities around the world just today. 96 students who are graduating just today, and 22 of them are in the room, which deserves a big applause. We are currently the best rated coding bootcamp worldwide. And when I say currently, then I mean for the last 2 years. We have been so. Over 120 startups have come out of Wagon and raising a bit of money. The beautiful thing about knowing how to code is you do not need investors anymore because you can build the products you want to build yourself without needing 500K just to hire developers. Around about 1/3 of our alumni actually go on to become developers. 1/3 found their own companies. We have the first startups that were actually started by Wagon Berlin alumni already, which makes me extremely happy. And 1/3 go on to do consulting, product management. For example, an alumni from last summer, she's working for BCG Digital Ventures now. I think she should be here later, hopefully. And the job chances as a developer, this might surprise you, are really, really good. Everyone is looking for developers, let's be honest here. And that's why quite a few companies have gone on to hire our alumni. In Germany, for example, there was Finata, Car2Go, Code & Co. You just saw Adjust, who's just hired Joao here in the first row. And TechCrunch likes us quite a bit as well. And last but not least, what makes Wagon amazing from my perspective is not the skills. The skills you can learn at quite a few companies, and it's not that, well, it's hard, but it's not that different. I think what makes Wagon amazing is the community. Over 2,500 people worldwide who have learned to code with us, and they are just an amazing bunch of people, as you will see during this next 30 to 40 minutes. Wonderful. that much from me. So let's switch over to here. And we actually make this full screen. The first project was built by a really, really great team. And the question, of course, when you do a coding bootcamp and you finish, you graduate from a coding bootcamp is, what's next? What do I do next? And I think this team has just the right idea for that. So please, without further ado, give it up for Juliet.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I actually was working in the permanent mission of Panama to the United Nations before doing Le Wagon. And one of the things that kept on with me is that the more I was there, the more I recurrently realized that really there is no government or global institution that can actually change the world as much as technology can. And going through that process, I really started to learning how to code in my spare time. And I realized I had a question that was consistently bothering my mind. And it's, how could I contribute to a meaningful project while I'm still undergoing this learning process? And that is when my teammates and I came up with the idea of Rockstars. Rockstars is a platform that turns us, programming rookies, into tech stars by tailoring the skills that we have learned here in Le Wagon to the needs of NGOs who want to advance their digital brand. Rockstars is a platform that allows us as alumni to build our portfolios while also doing something good for the world. And the process is extremely simple. First, I find that NGO that I'm passionate about. I find that cause, whether it's protecting our oceans or finding gender equality, I find that cause that burns my heart. And then I create a team. Because if there's anything I have learned here in Le Wagon is that creating an entire project on my own as a junior developer is extremely challenging. And so creating a team not only helps me as a developer learn from my teammates, but actually also makes the NGO's project be even better. And that's where the magic happens. So as I look over the latest projects that I can find in the organization, I decide that I actually want to launch my career as a developer and go through the process myself. So as a user, I see all the different causes that are available. And the interesting thing here is that all these causes actually are things that we have learned here in Le Wagon. So for example, Internet Society is asking for Google Maps integration. And here we've been taught how to grab those customized pointers and grab the maps so that they actually fit already the design of the site. And as I'm seeing them, I spot the Danish Refugee Council, which is actually an organization that is very close to my heart. During my work, I saw their commitment consistently, and I decided that I want to help them out. And so I'm able to see what the organization does. I'm able to see the project that they want. It seems pretty ambitious, I have to say. An entire landing page, a contact form. They also want to be responsive to all the different devices. But because I like a good coding challenge myself, I decided that I want to collaborate. So I joined the project, and as I'm a first-time member, I create my own team, and I'm going to invite everyone that I've already been working with because we've had great collaboration skills. So I invite Martin at john@email.com. I invite Martin at email.com. I invite Nick at email.com. And of course, at this point, the organization knows nothing about us. So I'm just going to tell them that we are an amazing team, because we are. And of course, then again, the organization will probably want to know what we are going to pitch to them, how we're going to create that project. So I tell them that we are building an amazing project, because they need to know. And then once I submit that proposal, I'm able to see all of the different things that I've just submitted. And at this point, my anxiety is crippling over how I'm actually going to do that and whether the organization has actually accepted me or not. So I go on to check their status, and to my surprise, we have just been accepted by the organization. And to be completely honest, this is my favorite part of the platform, because once I click that accept, I am immediately transported into what I'm calling the office. And here I'm able able to contact first the organization to see whether they have some specific things that they want us to do, how the project is going. But more importantly, we've created this productivity tool where it would not only benefit us as developers to see what we have to do, our to-do list, which has been provided to us by the NGO, but I'm able to move them across as I am completing them, and once I already have them done. So that'll help them keep track of us, and it'll help us do a better project. And so for all of you developers out there, for all of you NGOs, please feel free to snoop around, join our platform. This baby that we've been building for the past 2 weeks was created by Martin over there in the computer. Round of applause. Nick and Eric, come on stage. Woo! And so we are the Rockstar team, and we'll invite you to join our Rockstar gang if you so want to. Helping each other is how we help the world.
Thank you very much, Juliette. I have to say, when Juliette came up 4 weeks ago and started pitching that project, I was directly convinced. I love that idea, and I really, really hope we can grow this over time. So this is a project that is for graduates, for people that have already learned to code, that have been with us. And with Le Wagon, we have a lot of different people. We have people ranging from 18 to round about 47 so far. So people who just graduated high school, people who have been in a job for over 20 years by now. We have doctors, we have, of course, business people, we have musicians, we have Olympic athletes, we have all kinds, we have Juliette that was with the United Nations. We have people with all kinds of backgrounds and in all kinds of situations in their life. And actually, in this batch, we had two parents that nevertheless decided, okay, we're going to change our life, we're going to learn to code. And they built a project that's really close to their, and actually also my heart. So please give it up for Arda.
Hello, everyone. I'm Arda. I hope you're all doing well. But I have a big problem. Although I promised my girlfriend that I would make the plans for the weekend for our boys, this week I had no time. I was coding from 9 in the morning until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So I am in trouble when I get back home. I need something fast. I need something for tomorrow. If I search on Google, I have to browse through many websites. I need to check all information. I need to check the map if it's in our neighborhood. It will take me so much time. But luckily, I heard that there's a website, Kitaru Club. And let's check that together. Great picture. And I can search for an activity. But the thing is, I need some inspiration. I don't know, actually, what kind of activity I should choose for this weekend. So let's check this website and then see if we can get some inspiration. Great recommended activities. Very nice. Some adventurous activities. But I see that tomorrow the weather will be rainy. So these recommended activities won't be suitable for tomorrow. And let's browse, let's explore more in this website then. Oh, great. Sports activities are nice, but we are almost always doing sports activities. Maybe some arts activities would be nice. So let's check now if I could find something in my neighborhood. So I'm searching for arts activities for my child in kindergarten, anywhere in Mitte. All right, I have I have many options here. This painting for fun looks good, actually. It has very good reviews. So let's check the details for this activity. Nice, yeah, indeed, 5 stars and great description. But I would be, I think, more convinced if I could see some reviews about this activity. Maybe we could find some, yeah, nice. Some parents left 5 stars for this activity. So I could now go ahead and book for tomorrow. Let's pay with the card. And luckily, I have a very nice card number to remember. It goes very easy. Nice, and paid. Great, I have an activity now for tomorrow. Let's check the dashboard if my booking is there. Yes, it is, and wow, it is. It has a chat function. I could chat with other parents. Let's see if there's anything on the chat room. Oh, I see that some parents already left some messages. One parent suggesting that we should bring some spare clothes because this painting activity apparently ends up as paintball activity. And suggesting some lunch afterwards. That sounds very good. Let's send a message. I'm in, we are in for this activity, for this meeting afterwards. Maybe if they're online, we could get some answers. Nice, nice. Everybody's online, great. Yes, thank you very much. And thank you very much. And my dear teammates, Karen, Anna Maria, and Konstantinos. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Arda. Woo. That, I think, is a great help, especially for, I see your point there, especially for new parents who just are doing this for the first time. So I'm quite sure once that is the case for me, I will come back to you, not only for the platform, but also for general advice, but that's another thing. Moving on, we have something really, really interesting. We actually have a platform for young Europeans to discuss what's going on, to share their views of what's going on. I mean, for me, it's oftentimes a bit overwhelming. We have the Brexit happening. We have a situation in Poland. In Germany, it took us around about 6 months to actually find a new government. Not exactly 6 months, but almost. We have situations in France. We have things going on in the eastern parts of Europe, and it's really hard to keep track. It's really, really hard to keep track. And that's what Alex is solving now with his project. Give it up!
Good evening. Yeah, I'm Alex, and last November I was in Barcelona. It was the referendum momentum, and at a certain point I had a great discussion with a Catalan guy about the situation there. Super interesting. But then I came back to France, and I tried hard to find the same authentic information. But the news I found were either super biased or in Spanish. And to be honest, all were super boring. So that's why we want to give a voice to every Europeans. So we created national European newspaper written by locals. So here you are in Europe, and you can see right away everything's happening right now in Europe. So as always, you have the Brexit discussions in London, or how to take drugs in the Netherlands, classic. And what about Berlin? It's a discussion about how the left is losing. It's super interesting, but let's focus on Spain. So here, I'd like to see what this girl in Barcelona is saying. So Mariona is talking about the violence which happens in Catalonia. She added a video, she shared a video, so let's check this out. Well, okay, I think it's a tough one. It's really important to show this, but maybe I keep the whole video for later. Anyway, let's see what else we can find. So here you can see everything, but first I'd like to customize my suggestions. So let's do this quiz. All right, what they asked me right away is what kind of subjects I like. So I really like politics, I think it's super interesting, but I'm also a Parisian, so food and fashion, of course. Here they asked me if I prefer sad or happy articles. I'm a happy person, so let's go for happy, right? And it's how I like my debate, if I'm more chill or intense. It's super intense to be right here now, so let's chill down a lot. All right, so now I have my customized articles. And that's perfect. Let's see what happens on this one about the referendum. Great. So here, Eric is our writer. Eric was part of the organization of the referendum. And as I'm reading the article super quickly, I get to know that he risked jail to make the referendum happen. And it's a crazy story. I really recommend you to read it. So now it's my turn to grade this article. So it was super interesting, so 5 stars for sure. I don't think it was sad, so let's go for happy. And it was a chill reading, so let's go for it. And yeah, let's check out the comments about what they are saying. It's super great to realize how others are as passionate as me about the same article. So now, one last thing. This website tells me that I can donate to this writer. I think that Eric did a super job writing this article, and I deeply think that I couldn't have heard about such a story on a traditional newspaper. So yeah, let's definitely give him a lot of money, let's say 5 euros. Great. Now the best parts, and for that I like Taka to come on stage. Natine. So with Lauren and Taka, we are actually launching this project for real. So so you can already join us on national.eu and break borders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. Now, I think this is exactly what we need nowadays. We need not only news, we need also opinions. We need opinions that are given to us from locals, not from local correspondents, from actual locals who will share their views. So you can find it under national ALL at the end, so nationall.eu. And yeah, You already do find articles there. It's right now hosted on Medium, but they will switch over to this platform rather soon, which I think is amazing. So, up next, actually, I have to share a little personal story. I moved into my new apartment 6 months ago, a year ago. Wow, time flies by when you're having fun, I guess. I moved into my new apartment a year ago, and what I realized rather quickly, actually, and what my neighbors then confirmed, is that the area is a little bit sketchy, like some areas in Berlin still are. Not everything is gentrified yet. And that's why, for me, the next project will hopefully come alive rather sooner than later. Give it up for Mark.
Thank you. Stop clapping, please. No clapping. Stop clapping, please. Thank you. I'm serious, don't laugh. Because this is no laughing matter to me, and it shouldn't be to you. My name is Mark. I'm 40 years old, as you might imagine. And I have 2 children. I live out in Potsdam. And about 2 months ago, I came back with my family from holiday to find that our apartment was broken into. As you might imagine, this came as quite a shock, and as the human being that I am, I cannot imagine anything worse than my family being unsafe where they live. So naturally, I set out on the journey to procure safety for my family. So how do you do that? You say, okay, I'm going to ask my neighbors, and they recommend, hey, Mark, why don't you try to get an alarm system for your house? And I think, hey, that's a great idea. That might actually solve a problem. And so I set out on my journey. I looked at different suppliers, bless you, and I realized that there are so many different suppliers that offer so many different price ranges. Some of them are rather sketchy, I have to say. Some of them are more really high profile that offer really high prices as well. So I wasn't really sure what to do. And so luckily, I came across this platform called Sakura. Sakura offers you to help you find the perfect security system within 4 easy steps. You fill out a form, you get 5 offers for free, you choose your favorite, and then you install it. The platform comes with a couple of more advantages. It's very transparent because there are user ratings for different companies. They help you procure government subsidies. And no more home visits are necessary. So this is also a very annoying thing. So these people, all these mechanics, all these specialists want to actually come and see your home. That's no more necessary. Right, so we scroll down because we actually want to have some feedback from actual people who have lived through this experience and who have purchased on the platform. And for me personally, feedback number 4 was the most valuable. And so finally I say, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. And so I scroll up and I type in my postcode. 5 numbers, yes. Okay. Please work. Okay, we reloaded the page there. Okay, here we go. So I have a house. Yeah, that's a. I have a house, and I have an email address as well. Yes, my name now changed to Simon. So click next. And so immediately we are waiting for another email address. There we go. Okay, so immediately we are asked, okay, how many floors do you even have in this house? Like, this is a major thing to know. So clearly we have like a ground floor and we have a first floor, if you didn't know. And then, yes, we would like to be at home whilst the system is active. Meaning if you want to sleep at home and you want to move around in your bed or you like get up to get some water, then you don't want the sensors to pick up on you. So that means you want to be at home whilst the system is active, meaning you need like window sensors and door sensors as well. This ups the price a little bit, but also ups the amount of comfort you experience with the system you have. So yes, we want that. All right. Here we go. So how many doors? We have 2 doors in the ground floor, and we have 1 door leading to the balcony in the first floor. And then when it comes to windows, we have about 8 windows on the ground floor, and we have about 4 on the first floor. It's a little smaller. And then as you can see, there is a pricing algorithm on the left that kind of outlines what's it called? The price range, thank you, of where your system is going to be priced. Like there's going to be higher end suppliers, there are going to be lower end suppliers. We just want to give you like an estimate of whereabouts that you're going to land in the end. Okay, so how many rooms do we have? We have about 5 rooms on the ground floor, and we have about 2 rooms on the first floor. We go on, and here it comes. So VDS certification is the kind of thing that if your insurance, or if you're like a wine collector, as I am, then you have quite a lot of valuable things at home. So if your insurance wants, or if you want your insurance to cover for that in case of theft, then what you need is a certification, and this is called VDS. So we want VDS-A certification for our home. Let's click yes. And then how many people should have access? We're a total of 4 people in my family, 2 kids and a wife. That's right. And then we are, of course, interested in emergency response services. So in case anything happens, we want a response as well directly from that. So that also matters greatly in the price. And then we get a thank you note, and within 48 hours, we will get at least 5 or exactly 5 offers from suppliers within the area that I'm located in. That is being matched with the postcode. So we get an email. There you go. So this is an example of the layout of that email that we just received. So we get 5 different offers. We see the companies that offer, we see the prices, and we can get in touch with them by booking an appointment. So we decide to go for the Graph group. These are actual existing suppliers in Germany. And we choose a date. So we get we see the price estimate as well, more or less, and then we accept the offer. We say, yes, we want to go for that. And then we have to pay 20% of that price in advance in order to finalize the booking. And then on that date, we will then meet with Graph, and they will install the system. So we have a little payment integration here. This credit card isn't valid, so you may try it if you want. And then that's it. There you go. And back to home. So, and finally, this product was built with the help of the great Tanel. He was our front-end designer, standing over there. Give it up for him. Yeah. And the Simon, who can not only click, but he is also a very great back-end developer, which he has focused on in the project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. I think this is, apart from all technical difficulties, and let's be honest here, these people had only 9 days to build these things from scratch. Building something in 9 days from literally zero is rather challenging. I think this system, this idea is extremely helpful and can be potentially expanded into quite a few different areas as well. Up next, we're moving from really serious over to something a little more on the fun side, I would say. We're actually looking at beauty. And I want my main man, Tuan, on stage for that. Give it up for Tuan.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Tuan. I'm from London. I know, the accent's a dead giveaway. And I'm a metrosexual man. So I spend a lot on my beauty treatments. But this came with a problem. So I was spending more on my beauty treatments than I was on my rent. And this continued for a while, up until the most gorgeous moment when I found All You Can Treat. It literally saved me from a life of poverty. All You Can Treat is a subscription-based beauty service where you pay a flat rate and you get a package which includes free treatments, and that depends on the type of package that you have. So if you scroll down, you'll be able to see the packages here. And obviously, sounds like a great deal, right? But I was not convinced. I wasn't too sure about it. It sounded like, too good to be true. Like free haircuts and facials and everything for like $129 a month. This bit over the top. So I was like, okay, let's check this out a bit more. So I went down and I saw the maps, and they had locations all over the UK, not just in London. So I was like completely sold. I was like, all right, let's go for it. I wanted to go for gold, so I got that. And I've been a pretty satisfied member ever since. So yeah, now it comes time to book my weekly wax. So I want to get online, get onto my account. Yeah, if that works. 1 second, this doesn't usually happen. Okay, yeah, and now you have this amazing overview. So on the right, you have a list of all the salons that you can use, and on the left, you have the treatments that are available to you. So obviously, I want to filter. So to do this, I just have to click on the treatment that I want, and this will filter out all of the salons offering that particular treatment. So I clicked on it, and I'm trying to look for one. So now I'm scrolling down. I have the overviews to look at. I have the reviews to look at. So I'm trying to make a decision. I'm like, yeah, none of these are really speaking to me. But then Dapper More Ladies really looks like the place to go. So I'm going to go with Dapper More Ladies. I click on that, and I have this great overview. It gives me the opening times, gives me the treatments offered. And like, if I go further, I see the reviews. I see my main man, Julian. He's left a really glowing review of Erica. So I'm like, okay, the guy really knows his shit. So let's go with that. So I go up, I click on my preferred treatment. I go for that. I book it. And I click on book. And and yeah, and now I want to see if Erica's available. I can choose my employee, which is pretty sick. But sadly, no, she's not there. But my main man, BJ, is. And he does a really mean job. So I'm going to go with that. I want to do my treatment for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to go for the 10th. 10 a.m. is pretty fine. It's nice to look, good during the day. So I click on confirm. And this brings me to my bookings page. And this reminded me that I forgot to leave a review for this massage I had earlier. So I go on to my previous appointments, and it's super simple. I just have to click on leave a review. Then I just have to choose a rating. It was an all right, average rating style thing, so like 3 stars is pretty good. Yeah, and you can leave a comment if you want. You don't have to. So yeah, just leave a comment, and then just drop your review. And now, obviously, we want to check out. Go back to the homepage, man. Okay, it wasn't very well rehearsed. So we go back to the homepage, and here you see that you've used up your waxing treatment, but you've still got a couple left. And yeah, it's a pretty cool treatment. I would highly suggest it if you're into your looks and everything. It's a really cool thing to use. And yeah, this is all you can treat, guys. So if you guys can give it up for Julian, Marcus, Moritz. It wouldn't have been possible without them.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Tuan. I know I definitely need this, although I would never book it. Last but not least, we only have one project left. It's that fast, and that makes me a little bit sad. But actually, the last idea is something that is quite close to my heart as well, seeing as that I actually founded a company trying to do this, which was back in 2011. It completely failed, surprisingly, because I was not able to find a developer to build this for me. So I'm really happy that just 7 years by now, 7 years later, finally, Anton and his team have taken on the challenge of finally building what I envisioned 7 years ago. Give it up for Anton.
Thank you very much. So you know by now, my name is Anton, and I'm currently studying business administration in a small city called Bayreuth, only known by Wagon enthusiasts and students from its university. And being more of a lazy student, I regularly face a huge problem. In the unlikely event of me actually going to university, I leave my house, I go to my car, I drive to university only to find out that the nearest parking spot is 5 minutes away from my home. So I do what every other normal student would do. I just go back home. Someday I decide to take the bus because car didn't work. So now I take the bus, I go to the bus station, I wait for 10 minutes or so. First bus arrives, it's full. So is the second one. So again, I do what every other normal student would do. I go back home. But back home I'm thinking like, there must be some sort of solution to the problem. So I take my phone, I go on the internet, and I stumble upon Pingo.club. Pingo allows me to share my car with fellow students who I share interests with. More people in one car means less cars in total, which equals to more parking space for me. So I decide to give it a try. Being a Bayreuth, I choose this as my location. So now I have to choose to drive or to be driven, be a driver or be a passenger. Since I have my own car, luckily, I want to share it. After all, sharing is caring. So I click on share my ride and put in my details. I want to go next Monday, because weekend I don't go to university, at 9 o'clock in the morning. And since I live near the Festspielhaus on Festspielhügel, and it's easy to find, I set this at the meeting point, and for once I want to go to university in Bayreuth. And I have my father's old Saab, which only has 4 seats, one's taken by me, so I can take 3 people with me. And once I hit share my ride, Pingo is so nice to show me fellow students who actually want to come with me. So I can see some information about them. What are they studying? How many semesters did it take them up until now? What kind of music they like, and what are their favorite hobbies? So let's just check them out. I mean, Nick, what is he listening to? It's death metal? I don't know. I really don't like it, so let's not take him. Nico, otherwise, on the other hand, he's studying robotics, which I find quite interesting. Maybe he can tell me something good about it. Let's take him with me. Henrik studies economics, is something similar to me, but favorite thing, he's listening to Schlager, and I really like to sing in my car, and everybody knows how to sing Schlager, so let's take him. Simon is into punk, which it's kind of too wild for me, so I'm not taking him. Then we have Winnie. Just look at him. How can you say no to that face? And also, I mean, soul and gaming. I'm lazy. I game a lot, so I'm taking him with me. Once my car is full, I can hit ride together, and all my passengers are automatically notified that I want to take them with me. As you can see by the question mark, they still need to confirm, because I can't force anyone to come with me. But I can also already access some more information about them. I can see where they live. And also can see where they have to walk, the routes they have to walk to get to the meeting point. But I also have another problem. As many of you might know, we Germans, we are really special with our cars. I mean, we wash them every Saturday. We spend the whole Saturday washing our cars. So mine is going to the workshop on Tuesday for its annual checkup. As much as I would love to stay on the couch, just chilling, Netflix, gaming, whatever, I have an exam, so I have to get to the university. And as I told you before, bus is no option, so I really need someone to drive me. I planned a little bit ahead, and I already made a request for people to take me with them to university. And now I want to see whether there are actually some people willing to take me with them. So I go on my requests. And here I can see all the requests for being a passenger I put in before. And as you can see, I want to go on the 13th, which is next Tuesday, between, what is it again? 8 and 9:30, because the exam is at 10. And there are already 3 people willing to take me. So let's see what they are like. Now, if I look at their profiles, I can see the same information I saw before, but as well as my routes walking to them. And I can see Arda is in, it's like a little bit too small, sorry, hard style. I don't even know what that is, so I decline his offer. I'm not going with him. And Alice, I think she's listening to death metal as well, and since I'm having an exam, if I were to listen to death metal on the way to the exam, there's no way I'll pass. So I decline her offer as well. Martin, he actually looks quite nice and dances Latin. Maybe I can learn something, but also he's climbing, which I like to do in my free time. So I accept this offer and now can see all the information the same as before, but still it's now, Martin is now the driver, I'm the passenger, and I can see the walking route I need to take. And thanks to Martin and Pingo, I get to my exam on time without having to take my own car or the bus. Now I would like to welcome my team on stage. Henrik. Henrik, Nico, and Vinny, who built this app with me. And I think on behalf of all of us, I'd like to thank the teachers at Le Wagon for enduring us the last 2 weeks, for keeping up with our questions. And yeah, thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much, Anton. Wow. That was already it. That was 22 students, 9 incredibly extensive, yes, as well, but mostly intense weeks, 9 really, really intense weeks where all of them that did not know each other before became rather close. Usually quite a few friendships come out of these boot camps. And I think for what they've built, again, in only the last 10 days, they deserve an additional round of applause. So I would like to ask all of you on stage. Komm mal rüber. Wonderful. What an amazing bunch. Moreover, also from my side, a huge thank you to all the teachers and teaching assistants that have made these last 9 weeks actually possible, namely Clara, Hadrian, Joao, Lars, Luis, Matthijs, Pauline, Romain, Sandrine, Sarah, Say, and Wendy. And last but not least, running these boot camps would not be possible without the best team I've ever worked with. First of all, Alice. Oh, wait, come on. Alice is our lead coach actually in Berlin, and the time with her, it's been 6 months since she joined, has been really, really great. Then there's Richard somewhere over there. Come on up stage. Rich is actually an alumni from our last batch and has joined us now as the head of marketing and community. So he's responsible for the whole organization of tonight, for the party we're going to have later. So thank you very much for that one. And last but not least, Dimitri, who will actually be joining us full-time here in Berlin this summer. And I think I speak for all of us when I say we can't wait for you. So, without further ado, thank you so much for these last 9 weeks. It's been a blast with you. And yeah, I would say have a great evening, have a beer, meet some new people, and have a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming. Cheers!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Before everyone goes, genuinely, the Wagon Berlin has been created over the past year, and this man right here has done so much for Le Wagon Berlin. So everyone here tonight who appreciates Le Wagon, myself very much included, and I'm sure all of these students as well, please just put your hands together for Philip, who's done such a great job.